right, so today we're talking about the digestive system, our gut. Don't know why this box is on the screen. Can't do anything about that. All right, so our digestive system helps us digest food. It secretes fluids and digestive enzymes. It digests foods into smaller pieces to help us absorb nutrients from the food and removes waste from the undigested food. So the parts include the stomach, liver, teeth, tongue, esophagus, mouth, spleen, gallbladder, pancreas, large and small intestine. So a smoothly functioning digestive system is able to absorb the nutrients of the body needs to function properly, providing a boost in overall health and well-being. And today we're going to explore how the gut, balancing foods, herbs, and therapeutic essential oils help the digestive system at peak efficiency. When problems such as a sluggish digestion, upset stomach, and gut sensitivities make us feel below par, we look at how holistic remedies can help us balance the gut and revitalize digestion and restore vitality. A healthy digestive system, which includes the stomach, liver, and gallbladder, metabolize food, especially fat, effectively, absorbing essential nutrients and ensuring a smooth transit of waste. And today we're going to talk about the key ingredients to optimize digestion by getting the right nutrients and therapeutically the right herbs and essential oils to maximize your energy and vitality throughout the body. So I always like to say food is a miles wide, miles deep topic. In fact, when I talk food and with clients when it pertains to gut health, I'm usually about adding in instead of taking out because there's so many therapeutic foods that we can add in first. And if you have that habit of adding things in, it's going to make it easier to be like, oh, and now I need to take this out because you've already replaced it. You've already added something in. So it's kind of like this squeeze out method, right? So it's like, if I add in these good foods and I eat those first, I don't have room for the other stuff, right? And it's easier to squeeze out. But in general, there are some healing foods for the gut. And I'll tell you in a little bit, but I really believe that there's 5 gut types, and how you treat the gut is really based on your gut type and what's going on. It's not a one size fits all approach. So nutrition kind of is based on that as well. So I kind of just did some in general. So in general, there are some foods that balance the gut. The importance of a balanced good and bad gut bacteria is a precursor to overall good health, and it's increasingly recognized. This can include fermented foods such as live yogurt. So a lot of people don't realize that actually Greek yogurt doesn't have any live bacteria in it. So it needs to be not Greek yogurt. A lot of people also don't realize that if it has any added sugar in it, it's killed off all of the bacteria. So plain yogurt, not Greek, with the bacteria. Things like sauerkraut, kimchi, and kefir, those are all fermented foods, and they help the body produce digestive enzymes that contain natural probiotics, which are beneficial for the gut. And they help us basically kind of top off the good gut bacteria. So all of us have good and bad bacteria. We want to keep that bad bacteria under the 15% mark, ideally. Okay. And so we want to keep the good in there as well. Otherwise, the bad will take over. Prebiotics. So there are probiotic foods and prebiotic foods. And prebiotics are just a natural partner to probiotics. So basically, it's a type of fiber that feed and encourage the growth of good bacteria. And they're present in things like leeks, onions, garlic, asparagus, and even bananas are good sources of prebiotics. There's also foods that help calm digestion. Foods with anti-inflammatory properties through digestion, there is that can cause irritability. So actually oily fish, things like mackerel, salmon, trout, contain those essential fatty acids, those omega-3s, which we know have anti-inflammatory effects. and aid in digestion and support in a variety of intestinal bacteria. They're also a really good source of protein, which our body needs, right? Digestion supporting nutrients. So fresh produce is highly beneficial for digestive health. It provides that vital fiber to ensure that the gut is functioning optimally, and it's important to eat plenty of fresh fruits and vegetables. There's a variety of types of seaweeds, which are rich in micronutrients and magnesium and soluble fiber, also support digestion and and help us produce and eliminate waste. Some foods have certain substances that support specific areas of digestion. So for example, artichoke contains cyrenan and silymarin, which are substances that increase bile production and help prevent gallstones. In general, most people do not eat enough fresh fruits and vegetables, and that is why we have a lot of digestive problems, right? We're not eating enough of those whole foods. Or I'll have people be like, I ate corn out of a can. I'm like, dude, seriously? Yeah, fresh frozen is a better way to go. And even if you are going to eat corn, it is better that you're eating it fresh and not from a can, right? And then of course there's foods that protect the gut. The digestive system is vulnerable to germs and bacteria. Berries of all type contain antimicrobial and soothing substances that protect the digestive system. Both fresh and dried berries are beneficial, so their benefits can be enjoyed year-round. Adding them to cereal, smoothies, or just eating them on their own. And of course, we know that herbs make great natural digestive aids, and herbal remedies have a really long tradition of helping with digestion. And I always like to tell people, like, herbs are food. Like, how do you season your chicken? With herbs, right? So when I tell you we're taking herbs, it's like, it's still food. It's edible, it's healthy, it's not, there's no synthetics, it's just all natural. So, like I've done in the past, I'm kind of telling you which Soul products contain these things. And sometimes I'm surprised. I know I did like every single product and went through all of their stuff, but sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot that was in there. So there's relaxing herbs, and relaxing herbs have anti-inflammatory and soothing antispasmodic properties that help relax and smooth muscles in the digestive tract and help prevent digestive symptoms such as cramps and bloating. Chamomile tea is one of those things, and we actually have chamomile in both Renew and Infatuate. We also have appetite stimulants. Herbs can help stimulate waning appetite. So fennel is used as an herb and a vegetable. It is key for digestive function. Along with stimulating the appetite, it also has, it helps relieve intestinal gas and symptoms of nerves in the nervous, like the symptoms of like nervousness or like in the digestive, which causes like gas and cramping, which can be brought on by eating too quickly or an upset stomach. And fennel relieves bloating that can occur also with our menstrual cycles. And fennel is in Excel and sulfurglacide. And we have some tummy soothing herbs. So plants such as ginger and peppermint are naturally calming for digestion. Ginger is probably one of the most well-known natural remedies for alleviating feelings of nausea. So for example, when traveling, if you get car sick, when I was pregnant, I used to chew this really nasty ginger gum. It was really gross, but it actually helped me from getting sick. It was like $10 a pack and it only had like 10 pieces. But it's really soothing for digestion, and especially when your stomach is feeling really unsettled, either by stress or overindulgence or other things. It also has antiseptic properties that boost and digest immunity. by helping to fight the bugs and the bacteria that cause nausea and upset stomach. So ginger infusion can be really helpful as a preventative measure to ward off feelings of nausea. And then we have digestive tonics, which are bitter herbs such as chicory, dandelion root, and burdock leaf, which we can find in Soul Complete and Vital. They support the liver, the gallbladder, the pancreas, and dandelion and chicory can be an effective coffee substitute to help reduce your daily caffeine intake. So, of course, some other supplementation alongside a healthy diet and herbs can help support digestion, accelerating and healing digestion. What I love about Soul is that usually when I think supplements, I think synthetic, right? But our supplements all contain herbs, right? So, of course, probiotics are really, really important for the body, especially after a course of illness or antibiotics. But in general, most of us aren't getting enough probiotics just from the foods that we eat. And it's really important for a healthy gut. It's one of those things that I think everybody should be taking a probiotic all the time. And that's going to make sure that we are keeping a balance in our digestive and having enough of a balance of the gut flora. Making sure we're taking a good probiotic ensures that we're going to be able to fight infections, so it's preventative as well. Getting in our essential minerals like zinc and magnesium are crucial macronutrients for digestive health. These two minerals promote the production of digestive enzymes, which efficiently extract and absorb nutrients from the food we eat to help the entire body. So zinc can also help repair damage to the gut, and that has been caused by inflammation. So if our digestion is irritated or upset, it can help restore the gut's natural health. And magnesium not only boosts digestive enzymes, it also plays a role in helping relax our bowels and draw water into them, which is going to ensure a smooth transit throughout the digestive tract. And we have those in Vertizymes, Infatuate, Omnitox. Actually, magnesium is in a ton of our products, you guys, like way more than you would think. If you go, like when we started to put together that Trello board, magnesium is in a ton of things. So I just kind of kept it to that. Vitamin C is a protein collagen that produces a protein collagen that promotes and synthesization throughout the body. It supports tissue repair and a healthy gut. So a regular standard dose of vitamin C can heal uncomfortable digestive inflammation and promote a healthy digestive tract. And most people go out and get their vitamin C from like Emergency or something, that's not natural, but both Renew, Avant Greens are good sources of vitamin C. And last, aloe vera. So certain supplements have natural laxative action, which can be helpful if you're prone to blockages. A short course of aloe vera taken either as a juice or in a capsule form can be effective. Aloe vera works by breaking down and moving things along in the digestive tract, which in turn can give bouts of constipation, which can help you avoid constipation. So we have aloe vera in Fast Track and Infatuate. Okay, and definitely some essential oils. Putting and soothing essential oils and stimulating compounds of essential oils can be therapeutic and can help aid in digestion. Essential oils should never be digested. When I talk to people and they tell me, yeah, I put peppermint in my tea to help with my stomach, that can burn holes through your stomach and your esophagus. Do not do it. Most of us on here know that, but some people don't. And then they wonder why they have all these digestive problems. I'm like, it's because you're consuming essential oils on a daily. So there are Soothing oils such as peppermint, mandarin, and neroli, fennel, lemon, dill, and chamomile are popular remedies to relieve pains of cramping, bloating, and nausea. Peppermint not only calms digestive problems, but it also helps stimulate the digestive process that can be used effectively both abdominal massage or via steam inhalation to support overall digestive function and prevent digestive upset from occurring. We also have cleansing and calming oils. Certain oils are natural cleansers, supporting the health of the liver and have anti-inflammatory properties and can soothe irritation when these occur in the digestive tract. Rosemary and cardamom are both cleansing oils, helping to revitalize the liver and also work as liver tonics to strengthen and function. And then stress is actually a huge component of having digestive issues. So when we're under a lot of stress, it's totally normal to have bouts of constipation, even diarrhea, upset stomach, and that sort of thing. So calming stress buster oils like citruses, like orange, are especially effective in relieving the trapped gas and avoiding uncomfortable blockages, and can be preventable to stimulate digestion. It's also uplifting. Citrus oils are really uplifting, which help you relieve stress and also slow down digestion. And we can also use oils to promote bowel movements. Sweet marjoram is one of those. Lemon, rosemary, peppermint. They have a long history for stimulating bowels. It's called peristalsis. I don't think I'm saying that right, but it's like wave-like contractions that help you move the food along the digestive tract and help you have good bowel movements. Our fast track does the same thing. But like my little guy, he has a hard time with constipation. Frequently, I just take oils, I take it in a clockwise motion around his belly button a couple times, and it kind of helps loosen things up and help him poop easier. All right, so I'm going to talk about conditions related to the digestive system. So as always, I'm not a medical doctor. I don't treat, diagnose, or prescribe. This is for information only. But the first thing I wanted to address is leaky gut. Okay, so leaky gut is referred to as increased intestinal permeability, where the net in the digestive tract gets damaged, which allows proteins or undigested food particles, also bowels, toxic waste that has not left the body, to enter the bloodstream. Okay, so this could also be bad bacteria, undigested food particles, or whatever. Over time, these particles cause inflammation and an unhealthy immune reaction. A growing body of research has linked leaky gut to a number of seemingly unrelated concerns, such as sinusitis, fibromyalgia, migraines, chronic fatigue, Parkinson's, rheumatoid arthritis. We know that it's linked to anxiety and depression, other autoimmune issues, skin issues like acne and rosacea, you name it. Like when I say these are symptoms of leaky gut, this is really only a partial list. And I tell people that whenever I'm doing my master classes, is because leaky gut can be linked to almost everything. And there's a lot of science that backs it up. Leaky gut is also the cause of almost all of your digestive issues. Sometimes it's going to be the digestive issue that causes leaky gut, but usually leaky gut is at the root cause of all digestive issues and most all of your other health issues. So chances are, if you have any of these conditions that I'm going to talk about today, you probably have leaky gut, or that issue, if left untreated, could cause leaky gut. Yes, you can treat leaky gut with herbal remedies and essential oils, also with diet. But I like to tell people that it really depends on the root cause of your leaky gut, and that's based on your gut type. And I believe that there are 5 gut types, which I'm not going to talk about today. And each one gets treated very differently. But in general, a great place to start with somebody that has lots of signs and symptoms of leaky gut is either to start with the Bella package, do that for a month or 2, depending on the person, and then do the 14-day detox, or jump into that 4-month protocol, both of which, when done right and done consistently, should start to heal and reverse leaky gut. Okay, So indigestion. So this includes acid reflux and heartburn. It's also known as dyspepsia, and it covers a range of symptoms, including gas, heartburn, and acid reflux. A variety of factors cause it, including what and how much you eat, your lifestyle. And if left untreated, it's when the stomach acid travels back up into your throat, can cause damage in the sensitive lining of your esophagus, leading to a chronic condition called GERD, which is gastroesophageal reflux disease. So it's kind of like things get progressively worse, right? We have a little bit of gas that leads to heartburn, that leads to acid reflux, that leads to GERD. So some of the herbs that help digestive enzymes, like our vertizymes, taking a digestive enzyme at the start of each meal to help food properly digest nutrients is key. So a lot of people think that indigestion is actually caused by having too much stomach acid. It's usually too little stomach acid. And so when you don't have enough stomach acid, what it does is it starts to push that stuff back up through your esophagus because it doesn't have enough of the stomach acids in order to fully digest your food. So part of it is, yeah, we want these digestive enzymes in there to help us with our food. But another part of it is most people that have these issues aren't chewing their food enough. Like you should be chewing your food to a liquid state before swallowing. Otherwise, you're making your stomach do a lot more work than it should. And it usually can't break up that food completely. So literally that food sits in the bottom of your stomach. It's not getting absorbed and it's literally rotting in the bottom of your stomach, which is really disgusting, right? And then it creates these large chunky pieces that then go into your intestines and poke little holes in your intestine, leading to leaky gut. So it's all connected, right? Another thing that really helps is probiotics, right? Leveling out that good and bad bacteria can help fight infection, leaky gut, and acid reflux. So when we have too much bad bacteria, that decreases our digestive enzymes, and that can increase the indigestion. Fennel seed, which is in our Vital, is great. It's an antispasmodic, and it helps to ease irritation and inflammation. Marshmallow root, which is in our Vertizymes Complete and Good Vibrations, soothes and protects the mucosal lining, reducing inflammation and discomfort. So you're going to see a lot of our products are going to be repeated over and over. You're going to see Vertizymes for almost everything. You're going to see probiotics for almost everything. You're going to see Vital for almost everything. Like you're going to see the same products over and over and over and over. Okay, so as far as essential oils, ginger helps block the production of acid and acts as an antibacterial agent to help prevent ulcers. Peppermint, you're going to see peppermint pretty much in every single one of those. And even though none of our essential oils contain peppermint because it's a hot oil, I think the reason it doesn't do that is because it really should always be diluted. And so in our single oils, those are not diluted. But peppermint is in our Vertizymes, okay? And it's not the oil, it's the whole leaf, so it's safe for consumption. But peppermint is one of those hot oils that if you consume it, well, first of all, it can burn the skin, but second of all, it will burn your esophagus and your stomach, so it should never be consumed. But you're going to see peppermint for every single one. But it's great to just kind of rub in a circular motion on your stomach. It's great to just have in the air to be smelling it because that helps as well. Fennel is inside our Clarify essential oil. It helps balance the pH of the body with the stomach. And lemon helps temporarily excrete digestive acids, which can help with heartburn. So as you can see, almost every single one of our Compass blends here are represented in some way, shape, and form, have some of these properties. So if in doubt, just grab a Compass blend and go clockwise around your stomach. Will really help with stomach stuff. Okay, bloating. Digestion normally produces some gas in the gut, but if excess gas is produced, it can lead to uncomfortable bloating sensation and increased flatulence. Changes in diet and eating too much are frequently the common causes of bloating. So once again, some of the herbs and supplements, probiotics, digestive enzymes, peppermint, activated charcoal, which is in our Omnitox. But having good bacteria, when we have too much of the bad bacteria in our gut, it creates that gas and that bloating, okay? And it's hard to, release those digestive enzymes once again. So I was listening to one of Lydia's things, and I think she describes this so perfectly. Like if you were to take a bag, like a Ziploc bag, and you took your leftover foods and put them into the Ziploc bag, sealed it up, and went and put it like in your pantry, still at like 9, or maybe even warmer than that, like 98 degrees. And you did that every day for a few days, you're going to start seeing bugs and nasty stuff in that bag, right? And she uses this to describe parasites. But this is what happens in our body when we don't chew and digest our food properly. It literally sits there for days. It should literally be coming into our body and out of our body within 24 hours. So, but when it's not doing that and it's just sitting in there, A, it's rotting in there. It can be creating parasites, and B, it's creating a host of all these really bad bacteria that start to take over the good bacteria, and then we start to have issues. So focusing on eating our food is huge. And when we have like huge issues, this Omnitox is really going to help as well. Similar things when it comes to essential oils. You see peppermint again, ginger and fennel, those are going to be common. Juniper berry isn't in any of our stuff, but Roman chamomile is. And they're just natural diuretics and natural ways to support digestion that help relieve the bloating, have a relaxing effect on the gut to help us eliminate what we need, like eliminate the toxins, eliminate the gas, and relax the gut. Okay, so Candida is a huge one. So we all have Candida, okay? We all have good and bad bacteria. There's not a single person out there that has zero bad bacteria. So we all have Candida in our systems in some way, shape, or form, okay? Okay, so it actually does serve some positive purpose in our body. But when Candida becomes too high, that means the Candida alone can go over the 15% mark, that is when we start to have issues. So when we have increased Candida is a yeast in our body, and it can aid in nutrient absorption and digestion when it's at the proper levels. However, when that pH balance is upset, it can quickly grow out of control. And Candida or candidiasis, I can never say that. Basically, it's it's a common yeast infection that can lead to many health problems, from like a sore throat to serious stomach conditions. Women that tell me that they have ongoing chronic yeast infections, they have a Candida problem, okay? So common causes of Candida can be taking antibiotics or birth control for long courses at a time, excess sugar consumption, experience too much internal dampness, which is what we call it in Chinese medicine. Sometimes people have a white coating on their tongue, but not always. A lot of times they can have chronic headaches, irritability, having a hard time concentrating, chronic fatigue. They crave sugar all the time, stomach issues, oral thrush, yeast infections. It could just go on and on. Like too much mucous membranes, like even like sinus issues, or too much mucus in the vaginal area, that sort of thing. So there are lots of herbs that help with this. Pau d'Arco is one that I could have sworn was one of our products, but it's not. Probiotics for sure, because we definitely, when you're treating Candida, you're going to be doing a lot to kill the bad bacteria, okay? But a lot of what you're doing is going to kill all the bacteria. So you really want to increase those probiotics in order to level things out, okay? Oregano is another great one. So that's not in any of our products, but literally, like when I give people that have Candida, I give them recipes. Almost everything is like, put oregano in it, put oregano in it, put oregano in it, because it'll kill the Candida. The psyllium seeds, which are in our good vibrations, it's going to help ensure that we're having bowel movements, because that's how we're going to flush candida out of the body, is having bowel movements. Cinnamate is huge. That cinnamon in there is an antifungal and it kills the candida. Aloe vera, which is in our fast track and infatuate, heal the lining of your gut and support your flora. Another big one that's not on here, but one of the best things for you to do if you have candida is the Avent greens. Actually, Avent greens is amazing. Those greens in there, everything in there is great at killing the candida. So candida is one of those things that, like, I usually tell people, if you have digestive issues, you should be able to turn them around in about 30 days. That doesn't mean that you're completely cured in 30 days. It just means that you should start feeling better within 30 days. Candida is one of those things, depending on how long you've had it, could definitely take longer, and you have to be super consistent, because even just one day of not being consistent, that bad bacteria takes over again. Okay, definitely some essential oils to help with this. And like some of these oils, like aren't, so like clove is so amazing for killing candida. So that's not an essential oil, but clove is inside our Omnitox. Oregano, which we just talked about, is in our comfort oils. So even putting that on the bottoms of your feet, putting that in a clockwise motion around your belly button will help with that. The cinnamon in the Lift and Cinnamate, and grapefruit, which is in our Lift oil. But even eating grapefruit on a regular basis, what it does is it helps dry up the excess dampness and it kills the candida. My favorite, constipation. I feel like I'm the constipation whisperer because most of my clients and my child are always constipated. So constipation is slower than normal movement of food waste through the digestive tract. The slow movement leads to difficulty in emptying the bowels and associated with hardened feces. It also accompanies symptoms of bloating, gas, back pain, hemorrhoids, and fatigue. The main cause stems from lack of water, lack of healthy fats, not enough probiotics and fiber in the diet. Stress, inactivity, and certain medications, an imbalance of intestinal flora, thyroid problems, and a magnesium deficiency can all contribute to constipation. For some people, constipation is just a prelude to other major problems. And lifestyle choices are really key to this. Like, you can't just like supplement your way out of it, really. Okay, there's things that have to, drinking more water, eating better, taking the right supplements, including oils, all of those things are going to be really important. So what a lot of people do when they get constipated, they go take a laxative, okay? So if you think of like your colon or whatever, think of, it gets lined up, it gets backed up. Let me just make sure. Is Cameron awake? Okay, just want to make sure. I thought he was, but they're so excited about the elf. Now they wake up on their own. So it gets plugged in there, okay? It gets backed up in there. So a laxative might loosen it up a little bit so you get some relief, but you're still going to have like this buildup around the, so think of this as the buildup, and here's your intestines, right? So when you're constipated, it's totally blocked. A laxative just might open it up a little bit to let some out. Usually it ends up with diarrhea, but it's not completely cleaning like we want it to, okay? Not only that, when you're taking a laxative, you can become completely reliant on it. I have talked to clients before that are like, I can't have a bowel movement without a laxative. I've been taking laxatives daily for years. There's nothing healthy about that, because then your colon becomes lazy and doesn't do that work. So remember, I was talking about that wave-like motion that helps move things out of your body. That stops working. It just becomes lazy. It just relies on that laxative to come in and flush it out. Okay. So what's amazing about the herbs and the supplements that we use is that it helps strengthen that muscle to start doing the work on its own. And the good vibrations and the fiber help clean. It comes in like these little cleaners and just clean out all that junk so it's nice and clean. Okay, so if you're old enough that you've ever had a colonoscopy, I'm not, but I've gone with my mom. I asked if I could go in and watch, but they wouldn't let me because I'm super interested in this stuff. But when they go in and look at your colon, it is completely clean. That is what it should look like most of the time, right? So it shouldn't have like all this backup in there. So anyway, things like magnesium, people will be like, I take a magnesium supplement. Like most of that is not, it's synthetic or it's not great. It's in our Soul Complete. Soul Complete is amazing for the digestive system. Good vibrations and vertizymes. Chia and flax seeds are great fiber that help, lubricate the colon. Those are in our Avant Greens and our Soul Megas. Of course, probiotics, because having that good, healthy level of bacteria help fight constipation. Dandelion root, which is in our Vital, is a soothing tonic that stimulates the digestive system and helps us keep us regular. And the psyllium husks in the good vibration have that mucus in it that also provides, that is from a soluble fiber that helps soften stools and regulate the colon. So the opposite of that, oh, sorry, I guess I didn't talk about oils. You're going to see some of the same things over and over. The peppermint, which is in our vertizymes, the fennel, the ginger, and the marjoram. So even just taking those in a clockwise motion, I know I'm saying this a lot, but according to Chinese medicine, if you're doing counterclockwise, it actually has an opposite effect. So clockwise around the stomach is what helps. And you can even do a stomach massage. I have Karen do this himself because he thinks I tickle him, which I don't. So clockwise motion, just rubbing your stomach will really help release the bowels. Okay, so diarrhea is the opposite. And people sometimes think I'm crazy when I'm like, yeah, you're going to take the same things for diarrhea as you take for constipation. And that's because especially soul herbs are really, balancing. What they're doing is they're bringing the whole body back into balance. So, and when your body is back into balance, things are going to move the way they're supposed to. So diarrhea is a natural reaction to toxins that need to be expelled from the system. When you have diarrhea, your bowel movements are loose and watery. It's incredibly common, and although it feels bad, it's usually not serious. So for many people, diarrhea strikes once or twice a year, but if you have certain conditions such as irritable bowel syndrome, it can happen more often. So a lot of people with IBS, and we're going to talk about this in a minute, sometimes they have IBS-D, which means they have diarrhea all the time. Sometimes they have IBS-C, where it's constipation, and some people, it's either one extreme or the other. There's no like in between. It can also have a variety of causes. Diarrhea can, including food allergies, sensitivities, and intolerances, infections, emotional stress, autoimmune diseases such as Crohn's disease, and symptoms of diarrhea are an urgent feeling that you need to go to the bathroom, bloating, cramping, and thin, loose, watery stools. Chronic diarrhea is problematic and can lead to dehydration and nutritional deficiencies. So once again, things like probiotics, okay, to help with that, recolonizing the gut. Bentonite clay, which is in our Omnitox, helps absorb the toxins and bind the water within the intestines to slow down those bowel movements. And turmeric, which is in our Soulflex PI, is cooling, has that cooling inflammation and helps support the digestive system as well. Once again, some of the same essential oils, peppermint, ginger, you're going to see that pretty much for everything, and Roman chamomile, black pepper. These are things that are going to help calm the stomach and soothe the digestive tract. All right, food poisoning. This is probably not something that's caused by leaky gut or contributes to leaky gut like all of these other ones so far, but it happens, right? So my friend and business partner, they're active duty military in Ukraine. And so she's like, yeah, we try a lot of different foods here. And she's had food poisoning, I think, twice in the year she's been there. So she's like, tell me what to do, right? So it's not fun. It's usually caused by eating food that has been contaminated with bacteria, contains either salmonella or E. coli. Maybe you've even consumed some kind of virus or a parasite. But food poisoning can be very uncomfortable, causing nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, but it's usually not serious, and most people cover within a couple of days. But these are some things that can help. So the ginger is really effective against E. coli and salmonella. It's also an anti-inflammatory herb and can soothe the digestive tract. Cinnamon, like in our cinnamate, strengthens digestion, weakened from food poisoning, and is an antimicrobial and antiseptic. So it can help fight infections and speed recovery. Marshmallow root is a healing. It has that mucus in it, a good healthy mucus. It's also antibacterial and helps reduce inflammation. And licorice, which is in our Avant greens, is an anti-inflammatory and antibacterial, helping combat H. pylori and can heal the mucous membranes to support your adrenal glands and all help you feel better. And of course, some of the same ginger for sure, as far as essential oils go, chamomile and lavender. Lavender can be relaxing. It can promote restful sleep, especially if you're up a lot because you're sick and not sleeping. All right, so irritable bowel syndrome is actually considered an autoimmune disease. It's an intestinal disorder causing pain and bloating in the gut, gas, diarrhea, and constipation. Some of the primary causes of IBS are low fiber diet, food allergies, even intolerance and sensitivities, nutritional deficiencies, even emotional stress. And it's definitely caused by leaky gut. Okay, so non-GI, but there's also non-GI related conditions associated with IBS. Okay, so chronic fatigue, depression, anxiety, chronic pelvic pain. And what a lot of people don't realize is that, so I tell people, like, once you have one autoimmune, you're 3 times more likely to get a second or a third. Most people with other autoimmune issues also have IBS. In fact, because I specialize in fibromyalgia, 70% of people with fibromyalgia also have IBS, just to give you an idea of that, which is not really surprising. Started with IBS, then had fibro. I probably had fibro longer than I actually was diagnosed with it, but now that I know more about it. But this is very, very common with people with other autoimmune issues, and they don't necessarily know it. Okay, so probiotics are really important. Also digestive enzymes. The marshmallow root can help heal that mucosal membrane, that sort of thing. So, I mean, like I said, we're going to see these things repeated over and over and over again. The ashwagandha, which is in our adaptable and our vital, can help calm and balance the autoimmune response and ease anxiety and tension. Omega-3s are also really important to reduce inflammation in the body and in the digestive tract, and so that we can lower our need for anti-inflammatory drugs. And like I said, IBS is interesting because you can have, you know, people that are like constipated all the time, people with diarrhea all the time, or it's just one extreme or the other. But there's usually other things that go along with it. And once again, with oils, ginger, peppermint, fennel, and chamomile around the stomach and on the feet are what's best for that. So feeling nauseous, almost everyone at some point in life has experienced symptoms of nausea, that sick feeling in the stomach that often comes just before vomiting. There are many causes of nausea, including pregnancy, food poisoning, motion sickness, flu symptoms, gallbladder distress, medications, migraine headaches, and emotional stress. So some of those things that help: ginger, you're going to see that a lot, is a well-known remedy for nausea linked to pregnancy and motion sickness because it calms the stomach. Lemon balm is in our Renew, and it helps soothe the gut and has antimicrobial action. Vitamin B6, so many people are like, but I take a vitamin B6. Well, it's in our probiotic, it's in our cinnamate, it's in our good vibrations. It also helps relieve nausea. And of course, digestive enzymes help it too. It's really that peppermint in there that really helps. Believe it or not, I actually still get nauseous quite a bit with some of my autoimmune stuff when I get flared up. Some of my favorite things to do is actually essential oils. Peppermint is definitely one. Ginger, orange, and lavender can help reduce even just the smell. Smelling these things can help reduce the nausea. Applying it, I get car sick really, really bad. So especially if I'm in the mountains or something. So usually I have something like that I can just smell, which helps. Even just opening a bottle and just smelling it helps, or putting it on my wrists help. So just the smell of some of these oils can really help calm the nausea. Okay, we're almost, okay, 2 more. Okay, ulcers. About 1 in every 10 Americans will suffer from the burning, gnawing abdominal pain of a peptic ulcer, also known as gastric ulcer, the lining of the stomach. At some point in their life, ulcers are similar to burns that form in the lining of the upper part of the GI tract. Up until the 1980s, it was widely believed the ulcers formed were a direct result of stress or poor lifestyle habits. While excessive stomach acid secretion certainly plays a role in the development of ulcers, a recent theory holds that the bacterial infection H. pylori is the primary cause of peptic ulcers. Also, factors that may contribute to ulcer formation is excessive use of over-the-counter painkillers such as aspirin, ibuprofen, and whatever, that other one. Heavy alcohol consumption, psychological stress, and smoking. With burning pain as most common symptoms, peptic ulcers affect as many as 5 million people in the US. So herbs that help with that: licorice root, which is in our Avant Greens, and aloe vera, which is in our Fast Track and Infactuate, are really helpful with that, in starting to heal those ulcers. Definitely lifestyle changes are going to be huge if you have ulcers. I used to believe that, like, if you got an ulcer, it would never go away, like it would never heal. I don't know if that was like told me or what, but I don't know. I feel like a long time ago, like, oh, if you get an ulcer, it never goes away. But that's not true. You can heal it. And of course, some of the same essential oils you see can help soothe ulcers, especially putting them on your stomach. Okay, so I pulled up, oh no, how sad, what happened to my picture? So diverticulosis, because this, I feel like this has come up. You guys, there are so many other digestive issues. I just kept it to these, like, kind of most common ones, but there's actually way more. But I put this in here because I feel like this comes up in the chat quite a bit of people saying, oh, they have diverticulitis or whatever. So this is a condition that affects the colon, causing small bulges or pockets known as diverticula to develop in the intestinal wall. It's more common with age, thought to be due to a low fiber diet, and often there are no symptoms. However, if these pockets become inflamed or infected, or if they rupture, they can cause pain and bleeding known as diverticulitis, which needs medical care. Okay, so there are definitely some herbal supplements that help turn that around. Anti-inflammatory herbs help to reduce inflammation and diverticula and its spasms, while antimicrobial herbs help fight infection. Herbs can be used to improve regular bowel health. So we're seeing some of the same things here. Chamomile, fenugreek, vitamin C, omegas, probiotics are all helping with those. And I didn't have oils for that one. So as always, I know this one's a little longer than usual, but I always like it if people want to come off mute and share any testimonials that they have, especially with anything in their digestive health and how Soul has helped them with their digestive health. So I can give some, but I mean, this has been my jam for over 4 years now. This is basically every single client I see has digestive issues. And I watch them turn around. Somebody said, have you ever had anybody not get better? And I was like, yeah, the people that don't do the work. That's it. Like, that's usually the people that don't get better, is the people that just don't do the work. Nope. All right. So next week, we're going to talk about the nervous and the limbic system. And if you have any questions, do you guys have any questions for me about digestive health? Right, I guess Kristen got kicked off. I saw that text.